right, sounds good.
All right. I think we can start now. Three, two, one. All right, everybody. So this is Mwosa coming from digital. Right now we have Will Torbet that's coming from the SocialBees. We're gonna just, give some insight on just Web3, how we're trying to connect some of the gaps in this space and kind of where we see things going. But I'll let you take the mic.
Thank you, Mosa. I appreciate you having me here and scheduling this time. I know you're a very busy man, and I am as well, and so I'm glad we were able to connect on this. So just a little bit of background about myself. I'm a Gen Xer. I'll date myself there by saying I'm a Gen Xer.
Mm.
I've worked the past 28 years, 26 of that in corporate America as a business strategist. I feel that skill set has served me very well as I made my transition into, the blockchain ecosystem and Web3. Part of what I'm very excited about is I'm part of a very special Web3 community called the SocialBees DAO. We are a group of just everyday people that came together under one accord, under a singular vision to bring forth not only adoption into this emerging technology, but also to bring forth effective change. And when I talk about effective change, I'm talking about a change that's free of bureaucracy, change that's free of borders, change that's free of any current construct in the everyday business world when it comes to financial transactions. And we're doing it with a revolutionary, some would say, type of currency called cryptocurrency. And it's just been a very refreshing journey so far.
So for the people that don't know, what is a DAO and kind of what is the purpose and, how is it structured?
Yeah, sure. So DAOs are a decentralized autonomous organization. I reference them to cooperatives. So cooperatives in rural America have been very beneficial to those communities. It allows each individual to have a voice. It allows each individual to have a say in the direction of the entity of which they're under, and it allows everybody to participate on an equal level playing field. So that in its essence is what a DAO is, and a DAO uses blockchain technology. Our DAO may be unique from other DAOs in that any proposals, so every member of the DAO who is an NFT holder has a voice and a vote. They can put forth a proposal to the DAO that says, I want to go do this, and it may cost X amount. In submitting that proposal against the DAO, all of the voting for that proposal would be done on the blockchain, where it's fully transparent, it's immutable. You can see how everybody voted. Not that anybody in our DAO would strong arm anybody out of the DAO if they voted a certain way, but you can kind of see it all on the blockchain with it being fully transparent.
And just what are some of the causes that you and your DAO are currently tackling, and why these causes?
Yeah, so I mean, we're a fairly new DAO. We just formed recently over the last couple months. We're working on building our treasury. We have a governance token which enables that to be done. So we're really starting from ground zero. Some of the causes that I've heard just going through the DAO as far as ideas. I mean, right now it's just a brainstorming point. There have not been any formal proposals submitted against the DAO yet. But and let me back up here for a minute, because the NFTs themselves, SocialBees University NFTs, have a mechanism built into them with the secondary sales. So every time a bee is sold, there is a percentage that comes right off the top that's put into a smart contract. Once that accumulates to a certain level, that percentage will be used to go out and purchase cell phones that have internet access. We're going to arm a team to go to impoverished areas, people who are currently not connected to the internet. And this is really going to be a boots on the ground effort. And they're going to physically go to these regions and pass out cell phones and get people connected to the internet and teach them how to use them. They'll also teach them how to mine cryptocurrency through a cell phone, which is a very revolutionary concept. Not a lot of opportunity for that at this point in time, but we're going to focus on that opportunity. So that's just one of the initiatives. Other ones is just going to distressed financial regions of the world and empowering them, teaching them about the power of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. So from an educational standpoint and onboarding more people into this space, that's really where a huge chunk of the effort is going to come from.
That's dope, man. Honestly, that's dope. I want to talk about more of your community. So I definitely jumped into, I guess, like the morning talk this morning. The group's very, very active. If people don't know, the SocialBees Twitter space is just always active, right? Like I mean, you can talk more about it, but sometimes you go 24 hours straight, if not even longer than that, days straight, really. So just talk to me more about the community and kind of your presence on Twitter.
Yeah, so we have a very robust presence on Twitter. I think the official crypto_swarm account has over 8,000 followers on it. That's just been built out since August, so that's pretty amazing to me. You're right. We're running Twitter Spaces. We're running a campaign right now, 24/7 Twitter Spaces, days on end. We're at day 13. We did a similar focus back in January, just to attract people to what we're doing in terms of innovation and collaboration and how it relates to Web3. That being said, we did a 15-day Twitter Space marathon. It was talked about quite a bit in in all the circles. And what we're crafting here with the DAO, because we have a lot of talent from diverse backgrounds, and we have a very robust team of knowledgeable people who can speak about most topics as it relates to Web3. We are running a 24/7 Twitter space right now. If you go to sbudao.space, you can find the link for the active session. We're on day 13. We did a 15-day previously. We have not put an end date on this effort. So we're running it 24/7 to infinity and beyond, as they like to say.
I love that. So, obviously, for the viewers that are viewing, me and Will had a more in-depth conversation about just blockchain, Web3, things like that. And I'll let you speak on some more as to why you chose the blockchain to build on. But are you a blockchain maxi for the particular one you were using? Are you agnostic? How do you kind of see things in terms of where we are now and why you chose the blockchain you chose, and in the future as to where we may be maybe 5-10 years from now?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not a maximalist in any area of this, except when it comes to onboarding and education. So you can say I'm an onboarding maximalist. One subsector we see developing, similar in the current construct, what we affectionately refer to as Web 2, right? That's the space of the internet everyone's operating in at this point in time. Social media allows us to communicate and connect with others in a meaningful way that we haven't before. So that being said, when it comes to that, we are putting forth a notion as kind of like a subsector of blockchain called, you're familiar with software as a service. I'm sure most people have heard about that. So we're putting forth the notion called onboarding as a service. Onboarding as a service. So our focus is on onboarding. It's a service that we can provide. It's a service we're very knowledgeable about. One of the other services that the DAO will provide is we're positioning ourselves as a Web3 community management service provider. We are very well versed on what it takes to appropriately manage a community. So those are kind of some of the initiatives we're working on. If I didn't answer your question fully, just restate the part that I left out and then we'll tackle that.
So why'd you choose the blockchain that
Oh,
you
right.
chose?
Right. So right now we're on the Ethereum blockchain. We chose that blockchain because it's the most common programming language out there for blockchains. It's very easy to find back-end developers, full stack developers, front end, middle, other rows. So it's very easy to assemble teams because it is the most common programming language for blockchains. That's why we've chosen the Ethereum blockchain at this current point in time, but that's not the only blockchain that we have our eyeballs on. There's a protocol blockchain that is yet to be named. They've been around for about 6 to 7 years. They took a vow and an oath of all the principal members to be digitally silent, and until they're ready to announce to the world what their blockchain is all about. My estimation and the information I have is we're going to learn very soon, and when I say soon, I'm talking about in the next 2 to 3 months, what the power and capabilities of that blockchain are. What I can tell you is what's already been published in a previous Medium article is the aspirations of the blockchain is to do the same thing for Web3 that Apple has done for the normal application. So essentially, any DApp or decentralized application that's connected to this protocol blockchain will have very powerful abilities of that application once it's plugged into the blockchain.
That's dope. That's dope. I know that's going to bring up some conversation and probably some speculation as to what that blockchain may be.
Right.
So when it comes to just access to finance, especially for, young people that might not have as much kinds of access, what is some of your advice that you would give a young founder that's maybe trying to build in this space and just has a lack of capital?
That is a great question. I see it that time. So here's the thing. As a founder, you want to do your research. You want to find the platform that's most equitable to you and what your focus is. I see it all the time. And a very credible news source, just to the founders out there that you may want to tune into, it's called Decrypt. So it's DECRYPT. This news source, I see all the time articles about various people who have been around this space for a very long time, setting up funds to fund projects. The SocialBees DAO is not really in a position, like from a venture capitalist perspective, to fund projects, but we can assist once they get launched, once they get on the right track in managing their communities. But there are various resources out there. I know FTX has a fund that they're putting together for Web3 innovators and collaborators. There's a whole bunch of other resources. So I would just encourage them to go do their research, look at the articles on Decrypt, find out what's available, and find the right fit for your project. Capital is floating around in the space all the time, and there are people that want to invest in other people. And if you have a very solid vision, I think you can attract some pretty easy funding for that.
That was great, man. Honestly, I appreciate this conversation. For those of you guys don't know Will and are talking to him for the first time, all of his links will be in the description. Also, the link to the SocialBees and the Twitter Spaces. Will, if you have any last things to say.
Yeah, I just want to reemphasize the point about how momentous this timing is right now on the precipice that we are standing. Right now, in terms of adoption and the rest of the world learning about what this technology is, the power that they can tap into, the effective change that can be brought around the world to not only make the planet itself a better place, but make all of societies across the globe function more efficiently and probably more equitably. We are in a position right now to lay down a foundation so that when the rest of the world, the other 95%ers that we like to call them, come and get to experience what we've experienced for the time that we've been here, it's just going to be very simplistic for them to see the vision and to be able to adopt into this space. I'm currently working on a system of tools that simplifies the transactional process when it comes from a financial perspective. That's something that's very important to me because right now the biggest detractor is that it's too complex. It's not easy enough. It can't be done in the three mouse click mindset, if you will. I'm working on a system and a tool that I hope to announce later on, and maybe we can connect as that launch gets closer, that will assist in that process, that simplifies it and makes it a 3-button click to be able to transact from state-sponsored currencies such as fiat currencies and be able to convert it to cryptocurrency and get it into the ecosystem fairly easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. We will definitely reconnect and bring that out. Thank you, Will. Honestly, this was super valuable.
Well, you're welcome, Mwosa. It was my pleasure to meet you in person, as we like to say, IRL, in real life. And yeah, this is just the start of a beautiful friendship. We're just getting started here, and there's a long way to go. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and having me on just to talk a little bit about what I'm up to so people can get to know me a little bit better. And I look forward to any future opportunities of connecting we have either here in this platform or in real life.
Absolutely. All right.